Hi there, I'm Nick Baker and I'm a medical Qigong therapist, and today we're going to be working on how to solve sometimes what we refer to as type 1 fibromyalgia or chronic pain. Some 3 simple movements to get you going. Now, this type of chronic pain is usually characterized by floating pains, pains that pop up on one part of your body and they maybe move from place to place, or they come and go. Often accompanied also by maybe a stiff back of neck and shoulders, or even like this headache or this killer pain that just goes right across the base of your skull. This essentially means that your immune system is kicking into gear. So, congratulations. Your immune system, that war machine inside you, is fighting something. For the average person, this just might be something that pops up and their body fights off a cold and then it's out, or they're down for a few days. If you have fibromyalgia or a lot of chronic pain, for instance, this could be something that goes on for years and years. And the amount of resources your body uses for this are incredible. So if we can kick that out, help boost the immune system strongly, then what we can do is reserve all of that energy for, let's say, getting rid of inflammation and chronic pain. So without further ado, here are 3 movements we're going to go through for chronic pain, for floating type pains, immune system function, and fighting off something that's just trying to get in. So if you have any of those, this video is for you. Okay, the first step towards getting that immune system going is first we're going to warm up the back of our neck. Now, I like to just rub the hands together like a Boy Scout trying to start a fire. You can think in here you've got a lot of highways of gases and blood and other fluids. Basically, they go around and have these little turnaround points in the palm of the hand. So we're warming these things up and starting to affect that. And it's not unlike on a cold day, you try to warm up, you kind of do this sort of thing. Good. So you can warm it up quite well, and then you're going to take it to the back of your neck and just start rubbing up and down, all the way from the base of the skull to the base of the neck. Here you can see it, right? Or sometimes you can see it in the mirror as well here. And I'm just warming it up. I want to make you into a redneck, really. I want to get those capillaries cranked open. Now, here, we're doing this for several reasons. One, I mean, you may have heard at some point someone telling you, hey, you know, that cold wind in the back of your neck could make you sick. It might have been your mother, your grandmother, whomever. While the wind can't really make you sick specifically, it's not entirely untrue. See, when that cold wind hits the back of the neck, everything kind of clenches up and tightens when it gets cold. Now here's where the lymphatic system essentially drains back in through the subclavian veins. So if that's all tightened up, it's like putting a dam at the end of the river. So get that warmed up and rubbing. Now, if you can't, if this hurts too much to come up, if you have a lot of chronic pain or shoulder injuries and you can't reach up there, sometimes you can use a heating pad, or maybe if you've got a loved one nearby, they can kind of rub your neck a little bit too. There's a few different options for this. Now, once we get this going, you can also massage your face a little bit, and focus around the sides of your nose and the ridge of your brow. See, right in here, underneath here, you have your paranasal sinuses, and you'll feel it. This is a trigger point. There's actual acupuncture points here, which are to stimulate opening the sinuses and helping with drainage. So go ahead and rub in there real good, get everything opened up. And you can spend a minute or 2 on this, listen to your body, and then go over to your ears. And especially there's this little hollow right behind the jaw and underneath the ear. It's called the styloid process. And here you can massage it. It might be some tender or painful points here, especially if your immune system is really kicking into gear. And you can kind of rub and massage and pull everything down. This is a drainage spot for the body as well. You have lymph nodes in this area, as well as the thyroid, all kinds of things happening. We're just getting this going. So if you've done all of this up to about now with me, then you might actually feel warmer already. You know, you might be almost breaking into a sweat a little bit. I know I am, weirdly enough. So part 2 to this is going to be what we call lymph massage. So the lymphatic system is as extensive as your circulatory system, practically. But unlike your circulatory system, there's no heart to pump it. This is one of those systems that works best when you move, which means we got to get things moving. Now, if you have a lot of chronic pain, moving is difficult or impossible, especially some days when you're having a flare-up. So this would be a very nice tool for you to use to get that lymph moving. We're using all the things that do make lymph move. One of these is breath. So as we do this, it's important to breathe in as if your lungs are in your belly. This will drop that muscle called your diaphragm down a little lower. And you can actually think about this and just practice just the breathing if you like. And that'll start not only massaging organs underneath, it'll get more oxygen in, but this they call thoracic pressure is one of the ways lymph moves. So just breathing can help that out. Now, as you may know also, if you're in a lot of chronic pain, how do you breathe? You breathe up here, if at all. So just take a moment and breathe in and out, all the way down to here without forcing it, just accentuating a little bit. And you'll start to find that not only are you calmer, but it can actually help, snap on the vagus nerve and snap your body into that healing mode. So it's a very good tool. So anyways, as we do this, breathe in through here. Now for lymph massage, first you're going to find an area halfway between your cervical vertebrae, that's your neck, and the end of your shoulder. Right on top there's this little hollow there. It's an acupuncture point called jianjing. It stimulates things to go down, is an easy way to put it. And you might feel it and go, oh God, that's kind of tender, Yes, it feels good when someone massages it. We're going to be doing a percussive massage for this movement, starting here. So as you breathe out, I want you to go starting there and go down the outside of your arm. As you breathe in, come up the inside of your arm, all the way up with the breath. And then step 2, you're going to smooth. As you breathe out, smoothing down the outside of your arm. As you breathe in, smoothing up the inside. And we're going to repeat this, maybe 3 times, more if you like. Breathing out as you go down. Breathing in as you come up. And as you do this, you may find that you're even starting to sweat, or your body might feel like, oh, I feel like I want to sweat. And this is because we're kicking a lot of systems into gear, like opening up the pores, opening up capillaries. In particular, we're bringing a lot of blood to the surface. As those capillaries open, this is where that whole lymphatic system taps out from. And as we do the smoothing, hey, we're actually moving lymph, essentially. Skeletal muscle movement and also smooth muscle, contraction, dilation, these all help to pump lymph. And then you go to the other side. So let's say you've got an injury on one side. This is also very good, particularly for the shoulders. Like frozen shoulders, another one. Hey, this is great for that. Breathing out as you go down, breathing in as you come up. And, let's say you just have something going on one side. I still recommend doing it on both sides. You see, this is going to affect quite a few things here. Remember, just always with the breath here. And then one more smoothing like this. I'm doing about 3 to 4 times each side. And I can feel in my body, I already feel quite a bit warmer here. This is really going to get everything moving for you. Now, this is absolutely okay and actually even great to do sitting down. So let's say you don't have the ability to stand up today, or maybe you're on an airplane and you're worried about getting sick. Hey, just use this. It's okay. Now, step 2 is you can also go to the lower body. Now, right around here, where a lot of people are ticklish and you may have a lot of pain, where I'm ticklish here anyways, this is a spot, it's kind of your hypochondrial region, that kind of pain, is usually used to be referred to as, they'd say people have pain there are hypochondriacs, Now we know it has reasons for it. We're going to start there, and as you go, I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see. I'm going to go from here and just go down the outside of my body, all the way along the outside of the legs as I exhale. And then breathing in as I come up. Right back to the same spot. And then you breathe out and smooth down. It's the same basic process. Breathing in as you come up. And repeat. Just like this. And you can do this, again, 3 to 4 times on each side. Or, well, on this, not on each side for this, but just going down. Right? If you add a little hip wiggle to it, then it's a burlesque show. But either way, it's a good motion for you. Again, that lower body part you can absolutely do while sitting down, or in a lot of cases for both of these motions, is top and bottom. You can do even while laying down. If you're having a bad flare-up, or maybe you've got a family member that can't really get out of bed that easily, sometimes you can even do a little massage for them, etc. So this is part 1 of this whole series to get rid of this floating pains, and this is lymph massage. Okay, now another one for you. Again, we're going through 3 motions, 3 movements or exercises for getting rid of floating pain. Now this one is just basic. It's shoulder rolls. This one is very, very calming. And usually I like to start with some of that abdominal breathing. You can sit here and just focus on breathing in all the way down, expanding your abdomen gently. And then as you breathe out, just squeezing out from there. And once you get that nice slow rhythm, like waves in the ocean, just ocean swells, rising and falling, then what I want you to do is just start matching movements to that. So here, let your hands hang down, and you can do this sitting as well, of course. Now here, as you breathe in, let your shoulders roll up and back. As you breathe out, letting them float down. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. Now you notice I'm breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. This is how I want you to breathe, like a sigh. Now often if something's coming in and trying to attack you, like a pathogen or virus, whatever, your body's trying to fight it off. In Chinese medicine, sometimes this is referred to as excess, means you have too much, you got to get rid of it. Same thing actually goes across the board for allergy attacks and asthma attacks. Just start sighing, and it'll help you out quite a bit. Now, if you have a lot of things kind of getting stuck or jammed up inside, whether it be your immune system or other systems, sometimes you'll find that you feel kind of pent up and that you really want to sigh, or you might find yourself sighing frequently already. That sort of thing. You may not even realize you're doing it. It might be that you have family members that are always going, "Why are you upset? What's wrong?" And you say, "I don't know, I'm just sighing." This is your body trying to release. It's like an escape valve. So make it a tool for you. So anyways, with this one, that whole breathing in and up and out and down with the shoulders, nice and gently going through, and this will help you out. If you do want to accentuate this a little further, then you can. You can actually bring the hands up by your shoulders, almost like you have chicken wings here, and do that same motion with your elbows. You're breathing in and up, breathing out and down. You can feel it really opening and closing the chest. And you'll feel like a nice heady relief as you exhale down. Also, I like this one because it's taking your chest and opening it, especially when people are in a lot of pain. They tend to want to shrink in like this. And even just this will start to restrict other systems, such as how much oxygen you can actually get into your lungs. Just even being slouched over, you're going to find that a spirometer and peak flow meter might lose up to 30% of the power of your inhale and exhale. So this would be a great one for helping open things up. So again, this one is just shoulder rolls. Okay, third and final movement for this. This is a very old school movement. We are going to be bringing the arms up in front of you. Now as you do this, make sure you relax those shoulders down and you can get that extension. You'll notice I'm kind of out here, almost like I'm trying to lift something up, or like kind of zombie arm sort of feel. So open those arms up, and as you breathe in, bring the hands together. Notice my hands, my palms are facing each other. Then I'm going to turn them over, and as I breathe out, I'm extending all the way out here. Breathing in as you come in. Breathing out through the mouth here. Now you can't really see my legs, except maybe in the mirror, but if you're standing, you can actually even bend the knees a little bit, or a lot if you want. Listen to your body on this. If you're doing it sitting, it's completely fine, but the basic idea here is breathing as you come in, breathing out, turning over, and exhaling, nice and slow. All right? It's common to want to think about what the next step is. I don't want you to do that. I want you to just languish in this movement. And I don't care if you get 3 of these and you got to take a break, or if you can do 30, just get some of them in. Just breathing in as you come in, breathing out as you go out. And, when you're done, you're done. It's okay. Sometimes it's all of these motions. The idea is you start with what you can do. Get rid of that no pain, no gain mentality. Say, hey, I can do maybe 3 breaths. Stop there for the day, or maybe for that session, and say, okay, next time I'm going to add a little bit more, but not push it. Sometimes, just do a good 40% and conserve the rest of that energy for getting better. And when you do start feeling better, hey, only take 40% of that energy you're regaining and reinvest that into more movements. But past that, don't just let it conserve, let your body heal. Don't go out and chop a cord of wood that's been sitting out there for years. All right, so take it easy on yourself. Now this, all 3 of these movements, I recommend doing them maybe 3 times a day. Take it like a pill. It only has to take 5 to 10 minutes, but the body remembers. It's always going to keep going and saying, oh yeah, I remember this. The capillaries will open faster. The lymph will be like, got it. Your body's very trainable, so use that to your advantage. And also, the more frequently you do it, even in small doses, you're getting a little adjustments more frequently. So there's less time in between for the rest of life and the world to affect your health. You have to take health back into your hands. And this might be first step for you. And it's a very good step. So anyways, 3 times a day, if you can do this, once your pains stop floating around, once they kind of settle into a spot, then hey, I'm progressing past, and maybe it's time to tackle a different stage of healing. So thank you again. I'm Nick Baker, and this is for immune hypersensitivity, immune system, and lung phase.